Hi, Strange Groove listeners. This is Ian from Locarius, and I'm here with Biffy, my social media support animal, and we wanted to let you know that Locarius is Canada's best ticketing platform. If you go to locarius.io and you book a demo, you could save 15% on your platform fees for 2 years. So come on over and come meet the team from Atlantic Canada, and maybe you'll get to meet Biffy too. Hope you enjoy this episode. Talk later.
Welcome back, strange crew. You are tuned into another trip through life's deep cuts. We hope you enjoy the ride.
Keep it strange.
We are recording.
We are recording. Welcome back.
It's real.
Welcome back, Strange Crew. It's been a while. I'm Cherise Letson.
I'm Cait Milbury. We got a special guest today.
Yes. We're returning guest, like 1/5.
New year, new Norter. Let's fucking go.
How you doing, Declan?
I'm so great. It's great to be here. It was super fun to chat with you guys back at SOMMO. And yeah, no, I'm super excited to have this opportunity. You guys are the greatest. So It's always fun to reconnect.
Geez, we might have to get these interviews more often, Strange.
That's what I'm saying, man. I love to talk. Come on.
Okay, well, let's dig into it then. Tell some of the Strange Crew what the band has been up to, what you guys got on the go, and what you're most excited for as spring, summer unrolls.
Hey, man. I'm planning a tour. I'm planning a new tour. I was supposed to tour back in February, but I unfortunately had to postpone it. Super unfortunate circumstances, but hey, that's the industry. You got to roll with the punches. Yeah. And I'm looking to bring in a few new faces in the lineup, which is always fun.
Cool.
And I'm immediately working on a new record. I'm demoing it out right now. I don't like spoiling surprises, but there's no reason not to. We're all just trying to make it. But yeah, I'm trying to tour definitely in the very early summer. I want to hit all the provinces. That's my goal. I want to try and get as far like Toronto, Montreal for sure, Kingston, some Ottawa, some stuff like that. And if any label wants to support the tour, I'd love to go to BC. But that's the next step for sure, is BC and out there. Cool. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of traveling into the States as well, specifically Nashville.
That's great. Yeah, that's where you want to go, right?
Yeah, well, I've been traveling there the past year or so, and I'm planning on making a move down there actually soon. Okay. I'm originally from the U.S. And the climate's pretty crazy right now, so I'm just trying to feel it out. But I've been focusing a lot on kind of taking Norter to the next level. Like label interest and like agencies, management, just kind of trying to do the thing in the unique, interesting world that we live in today. But yeah, record, tour, merch for sure. That's the big thing. We're doing that. Yeah.
Well, that's great. It's refreshing. I know like a lot of, we also run a marketing agency and management agency outside of Strange Grooves. And the biggest thing that we hear all the time is it's a fuck ton of work. It's a lot of work. But if you want to go out and do the things that you want to do and some of the cool shit, that work has to happen. That due diligence has to happen. And you always have to be investing in yourself and looking at the bigger picture. Exactly. A lot of times, when you're recording, depending on the price of vinyl or how things are, coming up, that may not go out for 8 or 9 months. And by the time you're touring it, you might feel in a completely different mind frame, right? So like, that's why to get out, really try to invest in understanding what's out there, what you want to create, get inspired,
exactly.
Take time to recharge,
100%. And like,
good on you for doing that.
Exactly. Vinyl. That's what you just said right there. Like that's a big goal for me. But like we live in such a digital age that printing vinyl is so expensive.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And you try but I'm such a perfectionist that it's like I don't want anything but the best. I don't want to take those price cuts just because to get something out there so quickly. I'd rather have a nice sounding physical copy of a record than putting out the album on streaming and then bringing it to the physical side and then it just doesn't sound as good. Well, that's why CDs
the biggest things that we learn in music and marketing is you have to appear and be in the format that people where they're at and what they're using. And you might have the best album out there, but if it's only on Bandcamp or if it's only on Spotify or if I can only get it on a cassette tape because that's the medium you put it on, then I spend probably a few $100s a month on vinyl. So do a lot of audiophiles. If we're not thinking about that, it's a huge missed opportunity because you guys, whether you're one person, 5 people, those are mouths to feed, beds that you have to deal with when you're touring. And it's
man.
And it's a lot. And when you have to deal with that, you have to make sure look, people will pay $40, $60, $80, $100 for a record, especially in these trying times with Canadian producers, independent, like management companies and labels. And, we try to understand that ecosystem a little bit because people want to do cool shit. Right. And they don't want to miss the boat on things, but you just have to share that knowledge with other people. A guy we'll introduce you to offline from this call is our buddy Paul Milner, and he can help you guys with vinyl.
That'd be great. I'd love the shout out Paul, man. That's so epic.
Paul's great. Shout out to my music biz. Paul, he has a platform that really is out to help artists, helps them pretty much with everything from their touring schedules, applying for funding, getting on certain playlists, having a virtual assistant, having a business plan. It's like $9 a month. I encourage you to go get it.
That's crazy.
But what it also does is it gives you and the band tasks. It gives you daily things that you can do every day to be improving your website or your socials or what playlist to be putting in your new songs. And then what it also does, just to give you an idea, and for anyone listening, we had a client last year who was looking at doing just an EP, 2 tracks. And they had already had the song for almost a year. So now they were making a full album and they were like, holy fuck, it's going to cost me a shit ton of money to press my EP. And now I'm not even really playing this song at the gigs anymore. Yeah. We found a way to get it for half the cost. We got it in 30 days and shipped to Canada right from Norway. It was so, and Corey at Monopolized as well is also another person that you should talk to, Corey Bonavie.
100%.
They're kind of the people that are doing the extra bit of work and research on how tariffs are affecting it and the best bang for the band's buck. So some unsolicited business advice, but there you go.
Perfect. I always love that. And that's the thing. I believe in my product. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think what I have is great, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to share it with people, and I get so many great responses from people. And I want to expand that market as much as I can because that's a great thing about music. It's just like it's completely subjective. It's completely for the person, whoever wants to listen to it. And if I can make people feel good from my music, come on, that's such a simple answer. And I wanted to be a professional touring musician with all the merch and all the all that since I was like 5, a rock star, you know what I mean? And it's like I've never wanted to do anything else. And
keep nurturing that, man, right? And I think that's why your music and why people have such a good time at your shows. We see you on social, we see the turnouts, and we see that interaction. I think it's because you guys constantly nurture yourselves as musicians and as the business and just keep the momentum up.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to us and Strange Crew a little bit about what you're excited for the future right now. Do you guys got any do you have any concerts that you're really excited to go see that helps you with songwriting? Do you have any?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I've been I'm very close to getting my Osheaga weekend pass.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be super fun. Tyler, the Creator's headlining, and as well as, he's not in my genre wheelhouse, but his visuals,
of
and
course, yeah.
like that. I take a big inspiration from that. And like I was talking to Sharice before you came, and we were talking a little bit about it, like how Mac DeMarco just announced the world tour. Like Mac DeMarco is like, and if you look back through anything that I've ever said, like I always say that, like he's been like my number one artist forever.
Oh, that's so crazy.
As long as I can remember music. And he's like, yeah, to come here, it's like, it's a big, honestly, it's a big motivator. It's like, okay, I got to get on the horse because he's going to come through and he's going to want to see what's going on, because every artist wants to see what's going on within the community, and especially a Canadian artist like Mac DeMarco and stuff like that. But, and I've, I'm excited, we don't have shows booked just yet, but like, I'm like so close. Oh no, right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I've been super excited just to get back in the studio, get back on the road, and see some other sites. I want to travel a lot this summer. The warmer days are coming. We have lasted through the winter, and I'm super excited about all that.
Amazing. So tell us about your new EP that recently came out, the Yearbook Club.
Yeah, no. Well, I kind of think about things like well before I want them to happen. Like I have a 5-year plan album cycle in my head. Like when I started this in like 2022, and the plan was to put out the full length, which I did. 1234, and then I wanted to put out this EP. And I'm not telling y'all what's next, but the EP was it was exactly what I wanted. I wanted to create 5 songs that like I've just like been working on more closely. After SOMMO, I kind of took a hiatus and I wanted to write a lot of this EP. The 2 tracks, Rico's Pizzeria in June, we've been gigging those the last year, and ever since the album came out, so about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And while this was a more personal record, I play on all the tracks. But with Rico's Pizzeria in June, we had the whole band have on those tracks, recorded live off the floor for the first time, which was pretty cool. And then Candy Red, I play everything on, which that song is probably my favorite Norter song, just because, I feel super closely to it, and I'm experimenting with my sound. And Rounded Now, which is tied with my favorite Norter song. I play everything on that except the drums. I got a friend of mine who's playing the kit on that. He did a terrific job. And the intro track, the Yearbook Club, I play pretty much everything on that. And throughout the record, the producer Colin, he plays on pretty much all the songs, adding some stuff as the great producer that he is. And it was super cool to see this come together, where I had a plan to create an EP, and that was it. And I've been experimenting with different sounds, different tunings, and listening to different music that, it kind of created the EP itself, from me just scouring the internet, listening to new artists, and, seeing live shows like my 2 favorite artists right now out, probably Hotline TNT and MJ Linderman. And they're like not totally in my wheelhouse, but I like to take what they have and, intertwine it with my, like, the accessible indie melody with like grunge influence to, pack a punch and stuff like that. And this record was super, I just feel like closer with it. Maybe that's just because it's newer, or, I just sitting there and like, I wrote it all on paper, which was kind of like, just kind of made it feel more real and stuff like that. And yeah, it's, and the response has been great, honestly. Like everyone, like I've had a lot of really good comments from people that, all over the world, honestly. Like I was checking my Spotify splits the other day, and my most streamed country is the UK. Shout out the UK. That's so great, and Canada's right behind, like missing like 3 or 4 streams, but it's like, I'm never a numbers guy. It's just been it's been a great experience with this record, and I can't wait to make more music, but I'm glad that everyone's been enjoying this one.
Good.
Yeah.
I had a question for you that's a bit off topic, but I never got a chance to ask it earlier on. But why Nashville? Because I ask this because in the US, like there are 3 hubs, Nashville being one of them. There's LA, and then there's New York. So what draws you to the Nashville scene as opposed to, I'm going to go to California? Is it because of family connection or?
Well, I am originally from the States, but it's not more so family connection. And it was a fluke, honestly. So New Year's Eve 2023, like going into 2024, my friend Julian Kitson, who plays in Gizmo, put on it was like he just threw like a Halloween, a New Year's Eve party. We were all there, and it was a great time. And the next morning, I checked my phone, and Hotline TNT posted about they're going on tour, and they were coming to Nashville at the end of the month, and me and Julian were like, kind of talking about, well, we could go to New York and we could see Hotline, and then Julian's parents have been to Nashville quite a number of times, and he comes from like a more country background. He's like, we should go to Nashville, and we were like, okay, sweet. So we went, and we met so many incredible people that we're still friends with now, and we still talk to, and we're planning on going down again. And we've made incredible connections within the music industry there. Like, I know people that, I'll put it on air, but like one of my big plans with this year is I'm going to be doing a lot of recording in Nashville, specifically at Ocean Way Studios, which is like, if you know about Ocean Way, like that's like top tier. And like I met a lot of like producers who work with Sony, and a lot of labels, and a lot of managers, and like the more important thing is that it's not just country music down there. Like you have like, it's a country hub for sure. You got everyone trying to break into the country business there, but you see the indie bands there, and the hip hop scene, and the R&B scene. It's just
a lot of people just really trying to
exactly. Yeah, session players 100%. And it's just been an incredible journey to just go there and feel the love, and to importantly see that on the East Coast here, there are bands here. We put on shows, we do the best we can and stuff like that. And we're on the same level, like popularity wise or whatever, as these guys in Nashville. And we'll go see these shows, packed rooms, and they're making good money, and they're selling out their merch. And it's because they're in the center, they're in the eye. And, so many people have said, like, you take your craft to Nashville and it will become successful because you have that drive and you have that like passion and effort. And, I see that. I can envision that. Exactly.
That's for us when we started to, really try to level up our brand, going to California and traveling a little bit more, and trying to work with, the best in the business, and trying to get media passes. But it's a lot of work, and you gotta hustle, and you gotta work long hours. And some days there's so many rewards, and you can get so many cool stories, and like really live the life you want. But you really got to do that work day after day.
Absolutely.
And, when you go out to these places, the reason also why people support that is because they know that whoever's out there playing is it's going to be something. So they want a piece of that pie. They want it early on in the shows. They want it as those artists grow. They want it when they're playing stadiums, and they want to be part of that, right?
Exactly.
And that's bringing the fan with you along for the ride versus just saying, hey, we're a restaurant or we're a band and we're here. You should come eat and see us play.
Exactly.
The option, it's not necessarily an experience, but when you go to Nashville, any place that's hosting any type of music, you just assume it's going to be good and it's worth your time. So you'll probably grab a t-shirt and a CD, right?
And it is.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. It honestly is. Like, we have I met so many incredible musicians there who are like in touring bands, opening for like Bob Dylan or like playing in like ridiculous, like, music, like festivals and stuff like that. And it's just some of the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. And they're just guys, man. Like they're just guys who are just as talented as the next guy here, and I just kind of made that decision. I was like, I'm not trying to beat around the bush. I'm trying to be the best of the best. And I will show people that that's who I am. And if that means that I got to relocate for a little bit, I love Canada. Prince Edward Island will be my forever home. I'm not even like from here, but it's my home. I'm so happy to be here. But, you got to call a spade, and you got to take advantage of where the music is.
Okay.
New York for me is the end goal. Like that's the end goal. That's me as like, oh yeah, Norter lives in New York. Like people talk about stuff like that, and but it's like you got to
completely understand. You have to nurture other audiences and show people and interact with them. And people, at first when we started traveling, it was, probably who do they think they are? Why are they doing this? Who cares? But at the same time, like, and even still with the, the turmoil in the economies and the presidency and tariffs and jobs and visas and stuff, it's very, very shitty for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, it is.
But we got to stick together and share those resources and try to power each other up throughout
exactly.
that as that evolves, right? We're there to have each other's backs. And, like we have some shows and stuff coming up in the States, and we're not going to not go support bands that we love just because things are happening.
Exactly.
Right? Business-wise, maybe you can use your Canadian dollars a little bit more, and vice versa. But like you said, you're in an interesting spot where you kind of you have that tie to the States, and you have that that love for both. And it shouldn't be about division. It should be about nurturing the best passion you have for your craft and getting the best opportunities. So I agree.
Exactly.
And I applaud your efforts.
Thank you. It's unfortunate, what's going on down there, but I've worked too hard. Honestly, I've worked too hard. I've stayed up too many nights. I've stressed myself out too many times. I've planned, I've replanned, I've reworked, I've re-recorded, I've remixed, all of it. And I'm not going to let some dude in a toupee try and dictate where the music's going to go. That's right. And that's the thing. If I could share any sort of like advice with anyone like that, it's like, two things. Don't let people tell you what you are or who you are. If you're trying to hang with the big crowd, let them know that you are supposed to be there. There's no reason why you shouldn't feel like you can't be there. And the second thing is like, yeah, we're in hard times right now, but the sun's going to come up, man. And you can't you can't get like, you just can't think about like, oh yeah, I guess I can't do it because like this is going to happen. And it's like, to me, that just shows that you're not ready yet. That's right. In my eyes, you're just not ready yet. And that's totally cool. But you can't pin it on something because that will eat at you.
What can our audience do right now to help you and your crew with whether it's listening, streaming, sharing? What's the best way for them to help you right now?
So, we're on all the streaming platforms and stuff like that. The big one I want to push is Bandcamp. Like we're trying to earn an honest dollar ourselves. And, it's been a great, like we've had such a great response with Bandcamp. And, my dad's always telling me about a GoFundMe and stuff like that. But Bandcamp, you get music, you're not like, you get to listen to the music. You can donate however much you want. Anything helps, honestly, because that's what funds the tours. You can get investment grants, you can do this, you can do that, but those aren't a guarantee. But to me, I remember every single person who's on Bandcamp supporting Norter, because that's the extra mile. And then they'll go to the shows and then they'll tell me that. And it's just, honestly, it's like, it makes me so happy that like, you're paying real money. Like that's incredible. And, that just, like you said, like people do that to support. And, if you want to support, go to the shows, hit us up on Bandcamp. We're on everything, just Norter. And, a big way to like follow on the socials, we got Instagram as our main platform. But yeah, that's where you're going to find out where we're going on tour. All our links and stuff like that. I'm working on a website right now. But yeah, Bandcamp's the big one that I like pushing, but we're out everywhere.
Everybody to that in our blog and in our social posts for this episode.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But yeah.
Another one you might want to consider potentially is Patreon.
Patreon. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. I want to start
we use Patreon.
Yeah, I want to start I don't know, I want to start breaking into other things with Norter. Is I want to drop I don't want to drop merch. I want to drop a clothing line. I want to make it people are yeah, I'm repping it's his merch, but it's we could talk about Tyler the Creator we were just a few minutes ago, where it's he's got a line, he's got a brand. And that's what I'm trying to break into. It's yeah, cool. Pick up a T-shirt at the show and stuff like that. But you see these cool pants I made from scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, again, not a business call, but sometimes I turn that into it. But for example, I would love to hear more of your story times about going to Nashville and what it was going down there, and what bars you went to, and why you're doing this process, and have them as locked videos and charge $2, $5, $10 for them, and we pay for them. Well, that's how we make money at Strange Grooves. And anybody, please become a patron. But our rewards they start out at $2. They go to 50, and then depending on how people, they can just choose to support monthly, reoccurring, or they can do it as a one-off. But you can have different things, and then when you make content, all the stuff you're posting to IG, maybe just don't give it all away for free sometimes, and say, hey, sit down and have a 5-minute conversation about what it was like for us to go check out Nashville. And I'd pay to watch that.
This was a beautiful Patreon commercial for us, Cait. I love how you wheeled that in there.
No, I didn't use it. Just I really like people who work hard, and
we're just chatting, man.
I love it.
And I'm just if you're willing to do all this extra for your business, you should know of the tools that are there to help you. And that's part of our other business.
Yeah.
Helping business owners get their time back and make more fucking money. So if Patreon is free, you can set it up. It's free, and you can set up your rewards. You can make it live, and then even if everybody just gave you $2, right?
It's $2, man. Hey, that's a double, man. Come on.
Hosting for your website, all these things cost money, right? So
exactly.
$30 and $60 and stuff here and there. It tends to add up, and
it does.
People, they have YouTube channel subscribers and Patreon subscribers that people like me, when you are doing crowdsourcing for vinyl and stuff like that, you can use your Patreon to say, hey, look, we've got $100 Patreon tier going live for the month of whatever. We're fundraising to do all of our vinyl stuff. And then you could give, special things to those people who have been with you the whole way, or those people that came from Bandcamp, right?
That's an incredible idea. Yeah. Well, I mean, if people want to hear about, my endeavors and stuff like that, I say, let's, perfect. I'm setting it up.
And that's the way to make it, right? Especially right now. And you guys have all the expertise in the stories right now. And as you're learning about this, as you learn about visas or how things are going with Canadian tariffs, or being a band that has someone in the band that has, do you have dual citizenship? I assume so.
I do have dual citizenship.
Yeah. So you could even do things about that, where it's just a video about that, right? And really help a lot of people. Music New Brunswick, different people would buy shit like that. So,
well, hey man, then
it might be another time for another call. We can get you on a business call one of these days, right?
Hey man, I'm free all the time, honestly.
To set it up.
Let's do it. But yeah,
that's the kind of stuff that we're always trying to think outside the box, and we're trying to get out and meet other people. And if you stay in your same hub, you end up having tunnel vision. And you got to get out, and you got to beat the feet sometimes, and just make sure that you're also kind of passionate about what it is that you do.
Exactly. I see a lot of great artists on the East Coast. We're so blessed to have the opportunity that we have to, see all these bands in their early stages. And, it takes one trip to America to change that entirety for you. And, that's my vibe. I'm just trying to meet great people, play some crazy tunes, go on tour, crash on some random guy's couch, and buy them pizza the next day, the whole, it's about the community. And I'd love to talk about that.
Leverage everybody that you're meeting. Like you said, you said that you remember everybody, from Bandcamp, and I'm sure they appreciate that, and they appreciate
absolutely. Well, yeah, and
so
we
just keep that up, and I'm sure the crew will come in, and guys, absolutely. flood the gates on Bandcamp right now and like let's get some coin in the bank for Norter. They got some monies. And,
man.
And we'd love to have you on anytime as things, come up.
Let's
like
do
we'd
it.
love to have you on more.
Maybe we'll do live in Nashville sometime.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be super epic.
List.
That would be Nashville. Yeah, that would be super epic. Yeah, no, when I come to, I will be touring soon. I will definitely make a stop in St. John. We should totally do a live interview.
Let's do something.
Yeah,
maybe a live podcast and a show.
Oh no, we'll definitely do a show, live podcast, and we'll do the show, we'll do the whole thing. I remember, I've been thinking about what you guys told me at SOMMO ever since SOMMO happened.
Yeah.
You do that when you do that, that would be so epic. And
Well, you heard it here first, Strange Crew. We're going to be having a Norter show in St. John, and it'll be a live podcast. So
absolutely,
keep your eyes peeled.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm aiming for June. So we're going to, no pun intended with the track, but that's when we're going to tour. And it's going to be great. Like I said, I'm looking for new players, man. If anyone wants to, hit me up, we could jam. I also just like playing music, that's a big thing I learned in Nashville that I feel like, you could translate to here. And not a lot of people do it, and, that's totally fine. But be a main member in one or two bands, but play as much as you want. Go on tour with a band and then come off the road. Go back to your main band. Play a few shows here, a few shows there. That's how you build your portfolio. In Nashville, that's all my friends are I'm going to I'm going on tour in a few weeks. We're going down south. We're going Florida. We're going Georgia. And then we're going to go up north. We're going to go Buffalo. And then I'm going to come back home and I'm going to record my record. They're not even in that band. They just ask, or they be asked to be in that band. And, there's a lot of musicians out there that are no one's looking to tour and stuff like that. Or, well, I don't have the ability to write my own stuff. And it's that doesn't matter. People are going to they'll meet you halfway. That's the whole idea. And just start going on the road. And I'm looking for players. Anyone wants to play in Norter.
Everybody get in touch.
I don't bite.
Well,
you say that, Cait and I will be joining. I play the tambourine. Cait, you took piano lessons, right? You can do it. We can join.
Let's do it, man. Let's run it up.
There we go.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really, really appreciate it.
No problem.
And
no problem.
Anytime. We'll on for a business chat outside of this because this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Well, Crew, I hope that you enjoyed this impromptu exclusive with Norter. We had a blast, and hope you learned also other things for your businesses as artists. So thanks to everybody here on this call. I'm just joking. But I hope that you all enjoy this episode. Please go to Bandcamp, support Norter, go follow them on all the socials. Go follow them everywhere. Let them know that you're enjoying their music, save their shit, send their stuff, post it to all your platforms, and let people know what the fuck's up.
100%.
And until next time, everybody. Keep it strange.
Yeah, let's go.
If you've enjoyed this, then you have to hit strangegrooves.com for more amazing content. To support this podcast and music community, go to patreon.com/strangegrooves. As always, keep it strange.